These guys look all cute and innocent, but they become massive big burdock if I let them grow up. The horses have been in here for a couple of days now, and they are obviously not eating the burdock because it's still here. So I just knock it down so that it doesn't produce a billion burrs. This really doesn't kill the burdock because you really should cut it below the crown, but at least it will slow it down and it exposes the ground so that grasses and other stuff that you do want can come back, because these big leaves of course shade things out. I like to keep my paddock really clean, and with this vegetation it's hard to find the poops, but when I expose it, it's right here. And all of this organic material is of course not going to waste. It's going to the manure pile and turned into compost, into fertile soil. Of course, I have a lot of terrain to cover, but it's a lot easier than when they are this tall and absolutely loaded with burrs. Dude, this is a run-in, not a flippin' toilet. Great. This is another burdock, and they grow like taller than I am, and they produce hundreds of burrs that are just nasty little sticky things that get into mane and tail, but also into the coat of animals, and then that gets really itchy and uncomfortable. It can cause problems when it gets into eyes from an infested forelock. This is not something you want around livestock or dogs or yourself, because it sticks to your clothes, it gets into your own hair. Because this guy is growing in such a high traffic area, the horses are here all the time. There. So when I cut this deep enough, this is now pooched. It's dead, it won't come back. It is May 29, 2020. Donald Trump is rage tweeting against Twitter. Because, hey, how dare they fact check him? How dare they? Oh my God. And here we are in a feud with our own local real estate mogul, and lying and grifting and cheating and ever shifting narratives seem to be a trait that some real estate moguls share. I take no responsibility whatsoever seems to be a common theme as well. And then there is the, if you dare hold me accountable, I'm gonna sue you for defamation and hold you up in court until you're bled out financially, and I will call that winning. That seems to be a strategy that is also common among real estate moguls. That makes this story relevant. It's also playing out in the midst of COVID-19, which our landlord also just dismisses, and he's claiming, even in this court document that has been filed, and you can't have any take-backsies on that, he's claiming that COVID-19 has absolutely nothing to do with us being stuck here, because it doesn't say that you can move from one property to another. Right? What does COVID-19 have to do with anything? What is at stake here is the rule of law. Are we going to allow people of means to control the justice system just because they're the ones that can afford the lawyers that can tie you up in court forever? When justice can be bought, the system is broken. I have a very solid case. But the case that I rather make is how he, in all his glory, is a perfect child of God, like everybody else, and is fulfilling his mission perfectly and flawlessly, just like Donald Trump is fulfilling his mission perfectly and flawlessly. We may not like what we see, we may not like what we experience, but these people are our teachers and are helping us to attend, and I use that word consciously and deliberately as a reference to Paul Salek. Paul Salek, I'll put a link here and you should order his books and then you'll know what I talk about. I'm not gonna explain this shit because you need to read these books. Or not, it's up to you. I don't care. I read them all, more than once. And this is where I'm coming from. And I'm recognizing the petty tyrants, of which, you know, I'm sitting next to one, honestly. My battery ran out mid-scene, so I had to go back to the house. So hopefully Bodhi is still asleep, because that was a very cute little scene. I liked it. Looking pretty good here, by the way. I've been working very hard while my landlord was preparing his lawsuit. Oh, what a darling. You are so generous. Thank you for waiting for me. I really appreciate it. Sorry, sweetie. Rumi, if she can pee outside, you can pee outside, okay? Don't be in a run-in, please. Dork. Starting to look pretty good here as well. I've been going at it pretty steady all morning. Reclaiming this property, inch by inch. Yeah, that's a good boy. Be outside. Like butter. I'm enjoying this because it is a very contrasting experience from August and September and into October last year, when I was fighting a burdock forest, like literally growing over my head, and this white with burrs attacking me from all sides. That was quite the experience. So I really would like to avoid that. And God knows how long we're going to be stuck here. And until we find another situation, my horses are still living here. And I still need to keep them healthy by picking poops every day. I need to keep them comfortable and make sure they don't get all tangled in burrs that gets into their skin and into their eyes and their mane and tail. I have a higher loyalty to the safety and well-being of my horses. So I cannot but look after this place as if it is my own, despite my landlord's insistence on making us the enemy for some strange and very puzzling reason. And then the other thing is that I will continue to hold in the space that all we need is a miracle, a holy instant in which perhaps my landlord can choose once again. Would be nice. And choose once again to look at us through the eyes of Christ, through the eyes of truth, and watch our videos and become present to what is actually so, because I still believe that Mr. Shane Begay has never actually looked at my videos, because if he had, he would not have made a claim against us, because he would know. It's all on YouTube and has been since half of October, when I started editing and posting on a daily basis. It's all there. My whole story is already on YouTube. Anyway, this is the time when he is going to see my videos, because it's all evidence.